Welcome back. In today's lecture, we are going to focus on data and data types. Let's get started. When you talk of data, is it just the numbers or table that you would call typically the data, right? You also could think of data in the form of text, interviews or talks. That is data as well. Yes, typically when you ask your customers to describe their favorite movie, that description is a data point as well. Such description or review is what we come across commonly called as qualitative data, where insights from a review are valuable, but they are not available to you in the form of numbers, right? Now contrast this with a 9-star rating that is given to a movie. That is also a data point, and that's a number on a scale of 1 to 10. Right? This rating is quantifiable. So this is what we call as quantitative data. Data that can be measured on a scale, right? Within quantitative data, we can think of two subcategories: discrete data and continuous data. Discrete data, as the name goes, represents discrete, countable, finite values. For example, you can think of number of apples in a basket. You can think of number of patients treated per hour in the outpatient department, OPD. Can a hospital increase the outpatients per hour without actually increasing its doctors? Let's say for a small hospital with just one doctor, this number is always going to be countable, finite, and cannot even become tens of patients, right? So this is discrete data. Let's think of continuous data on the other hand, which deals with uncountable values that can be measured on the same scale, right? So think of temperature in your city, or height of a building, or amount of milk that you put in your coffee, right? You can always add a few drops here and there, and the quantity of milk can take continuous, even fractional values in any units you use for measuring, right? So the continuous data typically can take countless infinite number of values in a certain range, right? Typically we think of data in Excel sheets or tables, right? There as well we have two types of data. One of those is what we call as qualitative data. So that is something we also find in our SQL tables. What this qualitative data is typically about descriptions, characteristics, or product labels, right? So within qualitative, again, two types of data formats could be there: nominal data as well as ordinal data. Nominal data is about categories or labels that can't be ranked or ordered. So think of type of coffee or colors of traffic light, right? It's like categorizing your favorite Netflix shows into different genres, right? One genre may rank higher for you, but there is no rank ordering that is conveyed when the show is labeled as romantic comedy or an action thriller, right? So this is typically nominal data. Ordinal data, on the other hand, deals with categories that can be ranked or ordered. So think of size of a t-shirt. A medium-sized t-shirt is smaller than a large-sized t-shirt, right? Or star rating given by a customer to a cruise liner. So a customer definitely means lower satisfaction when he's rating it as 3 instead of a 4, right? So these different data types actually come together into play in a real-world problem at one go. So think of yourself as a marketing analyst who's trying to analyze sales at a clothing store. So your quantitative data might include data like number of items that you have sold, the revenue that you have generated, that's sales, or the average price of the product. The qualitative data that could be there in this setup would be clothing styles, colors, or let's say some customer feedback that you have for each of these SKUs on your website. Now you would want to check typically how these sales for each clothing style, how these sales have evolved. Are they different by each clothing style? Have you really priced specific colors optimally to get better revenues for exotic shades that you have, right? Together, we piece together these different data types, and then you paint the full picture and the story that the data is trying to convey about store's performance or consumers' preferences, right? So that is what is real data-driven fashionista is going to do. Look at all different data formats, use them wisely and derive logically useful insights, right? Now, in the next chapter, we are going to look at some specific visualization techniques for each of the data types, because each of them suit only certain combinations of data types for certain insights that we want, right? So that's the plan for next chapter. Stay tuned and see you.